track of the video of the drum. Sparkless jug. Playing a sparkless jug. Okay, here we go. Alright. And then we need a little bit of sound in there for the camera. Actually, let's not have any. Take it all out. Okay, so now playing the sparkless jug. All you're going to hear in the camera is the sparkless jug. You're not going to hear the music, but what you're going to hear, we're going to hear the music. You're going to hear the sparkless jug. Okay, so we're ready. Record it. Okay, that's the track, one track. We'll just leave this record now. We'll just get some sticks. We're gonna make another track. Okay, let's stop this. Rewind it. It rewinds by itself when you hit stop. Oh, darn it. All right, now we're gonna put another. Add another track. Add another track. Add a track. Okay, there's another track. Track 10. All right. Set the range. Set the range. I bet you get over there. Set the range. Okay. Set the input. Stereo. Recording all stereo pairs here. And that's all the drums. Because we can put all the effects in and advance, all that stuff. Oh, there's the knob. I got her tail. We come and get the camera. Come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah. Okay, I'll arm this. Yeah, and make a get your tail in there. Yeah. You can be part of it. Get your tail wagging against that on the mic stand. Yeah, huh? And this thing. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, you just stay right there and wag your tail and everything while I'm doing it. Here we go. Hit record right now. Oh, we were gonna get sticks. Hold on. Just pause it. Pause it. Okay, come on. Get the camera. Come on, I got the sticks. Okay. Okay, we ready? All right. And then we'll give everybody, as we hit play or record again. And then we're going to start it over. Yeah. So let's start it over. Undo record. Here, undo record. Okay. Oh, we got somebody knocking. Got somebody knocking in. Alright, we're going to hit pause on the camera here. Because I'm doing a video of this segment. Everything else I did just straight in. And I'll do video later. You know, the other instruments and whatever, vocals. But I wanted to capture this because it's reggae. This 6,000 bands Brian here.
Yeah, about 1/100th of 6,000.
I don't know what you might teach me. I don't know if you could preach me. I may not know anything at all. at the instrumentals. Blah, 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 trumpet. And it needs to be mixed, of course. You know I have this song to sing, and to you it may not mean anything at all. There's some new guitar off there. Work on that transition. I know now people say life is for to learn, but pure knowledge leaves my heart to yearn. I'm not knocking knowledge, yes it's well and good. I want don't want to be misunderstood, but listening close to what I'm thinking of. The truth in life's meaning. Life means love. Life means love. I hope we sung the wrong beat, so the lyrics were in front here. I don't know what I might teach you. That's not something I'm addicted to. I keep you near because I love you. That's all. Life is for learning, then learn to love. Love is what to be thinking of. Peace on earth achieved with love. Right now. I didn't get that in yet. Just got it yet. That's the song that was wrote Friday 13th. Track one track. About, well, just need this chord now. Oh man, later got all mad. Anyway, so yeah, it's inspired. I think it's going to be a hit. It's got all the makings of a hit. Basically, the message in the lyrics makes it a hit.
What do I know? I don't know anything, Ronnie.
Anyway, Bob Marley came right into us. You know how that happened.
It's definitely pop music.
It's definitely a reggae.
One, two.
It's 4/4.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
that's 4/4. Well, that's only 2/4 with a 4/4.
1, 2, yeah.
It's 2/4 with a 4/4 and an 8/6.
38.5.
4/4, yeah,
24.
and then second primary accents
Just
on the 164th beat. There's one primary accent.
Goes around the axis of the earth.
Yeah, after it goes around the equator.
Skips a beat and blows it out.
Oh, that's good.
That's what our drummer used to say all the time. He says, all right, let's do it again. Let's skip a beat and blow it out. I'm like, you're the one that hit the wrong drum beat. We were playing fine. And you come up with this.
Skip the beat, blow it out because he fucked up.
Yeah, he was trying to be a John Bonham and it was a John McGrath instead.
So he did stumbled right there because he was trying to get too fancy
Oh,
above his
He
abilities.
did LSD one time and he fell into his drum set. He spaced out. He got lost in some kind of. And he went like this. And he went to hit his drum. And he went to hit his cymbal. And he went. Just went right off his chair, off his little stool into the. And then we had to sit there for 25 minutes while he put everything back together. And he smoked ball after ball after ball. By that time, he didn't give a shit whether we jammed or not, dude. It was just like, let's jam. If we blow it out and skip a beat, it's okay. Instead of skipping a beat and blow it out. Well, let's try a hit of that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm not really that thrilled with it. Is that Marky stuff? Or is that Frosty
Yeah,
stuff?
he made it. Mark made it.
Out of Frosty weed.
Yeah. Well, no, Mark, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, he said he had some that was there out of his own. And I'm like, I don't believe that word.
Some homegrown stuff.
Yeah. His homegrown stuff ain't worth crap most of the time. Oh, hi, Mark. How you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, world. Brian from the other half of 6,000 bands.
3,000.
Yeah, you're 3,000 or 6,000 bands. That's pretty funny. Okay, here, so we get that.
I don't know exactly what
No,
we
well,
recorded.
you know, I think where you're making your mistake, you forgot the carburetor. So that's
No, I did. I remember the carburetor yesterday. I got a couple big hits. It just wasn't.
Well, maybe it wasn't hot enough. You got to get this thing cooking, and then you start. Actually, before you stick it in there, start breathing, sucking in a little air. Start.
Yeah, so you pull
inhaling
it in with the. It's
first.
red, dude. I think. Either that or I've seen a reflection.
It is. Okay, it's ready. There you go. Yeah. Don't take it out.
I've learned the objective on how to do it. Sometimes I think that shit has to sit for a day or so. Here we go.
Why waste it, right?
No, I waste it. You usually wax, you stick on the head of a pin or on the end of a pin and you cook it into a glass anyway, like you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of gets wasted. Some of it gets burned away as it starts to gaseate.
Yeah.
It catches on fire, and it just goes away. So you know what? He brought this because they did the shooter thing. You know, what do they call it? The butane.
Yeah.
And this paper. This is where all this came from. I scraped it off the paper. So I was thinking, you know what I got here? A bunch of wax paper.
That's good. I like that. That was funny. You know what I got here? I got wax paper. I'll wrap my meat in it.
So
it's funny. It's really fun. That's actually the best one I've ever heard you tell.
maybe not the best one, but
Lately,
some of the best ones are the ones that only take about 10 years to come back around to you.
No.
You know, and then you hear it on TV, and it's like, hey, it made it.
Said that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
By golly.
By golly. No one ever knows where they come from.
No, nobody
But
knows.
you know. You know, if you created it.
From the, yep, you know, if you,
You know
farted
you did.
if you smelt it, you dealt it.
That's right. That's right. And then, of course, nobody will ever believe you if you tell them.
That's right. That's like trying to tell people about that star that went up. Falling star that came.
Yeah, went and then ended up behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
Went
people
interdimensional
don't
travel.
believe that. I mean, because I'm like standing here and the post is right here. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So I could have hit myself in the
So,
back of the head.
can we explain that with physics?
No.
Yes, we can.
No.
Yeah, here's how it works. Which
It went into a black hole.
yeah,
which was a wormhole,
yeah.
which
Here's how it
went
happened,
out.
though. Yeah, here's how it happened, though. As you threw it, it ticked off your fingernail just a tiny bit, and it set up a harmonic resonance that caused it to vibrate at a frequency above, above visible light, you know, over visible lights, 483,785, 16, 221, 440, 15 digits, 80 an old master dukes. Okay. And guess what? So when the throwing started, it went ping, and it vibrated, and as it vibrated and flew, it had a resonant frequency that was in the neighborhood of, probably that, another couple commas up, or maybe more. More than that. In order to get to interdimensional travel, you have to vibrate really, really fast.
Yeah, I just went like that.
And that was probably another couple commas, 4 or 5 commas up.
Could be. And I heard it hit, but I didn't know where it hit. And I'm glad it didn't hit me in the back of the head.
And that would not have been an electrical. Oh, well, see, it would have been a combination of an acoustic vibration plus electromagnetic vibration. An acoustic vibration is anything that is a mechanical vibration that is not electromagnetic. It's a mechanical function. Electromagnetic vibration or fields happen to be on atomic level. So now, anything metal spinning, when it starts to become a gyro, starts to magnetize. Okay, so what happened was it went ding, vibrated, you got a vibrating magnetic field, you know, and it's, you know, that's all it took was vibrating just right. See, it went through another, you know, it just went right through another dimension, right to behind you, came back as it started to vibrate. The ring started to dissipate this dimension behind you.
Could hit me in the back of the head.
And it could have hit you in the back of the head.
But it had kind of a curve on it. Underhanded, so. Had to come out over here.
Anyway, I don't think it traveled all the way around the world.
I don't either. Don't know how it did it, but I don't.
Well, I just explained it to you.
Yeah,
Now
it
you
doesn't
know,
mean
right?
I know how.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't mean I know what you said. I mean,
Okay. Well, you're a musician. You play guitar, right? I'll explain it that way. Like a vibrating string.
Don't do that. You'll ruin my buzz. By all rights, I haven't got one yet. Because it hasn't. I haven't caught it coming around that. You understood that more clearly than anything else.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It kind of just spooks me out that it
this is my Grove stash. My special best shit I got from the Grove. Super lemon haze.
Well, we can do another hit of that wax. Because I think that
super lemon haze all through my brain.
You scraped that off of the bottom of that paper, right? So it would be the best of the settling.
When you do Hendrix and air guitar, you gotta go left-handed.
See if I remember him left-handed. Once you go left-handed, you never go back.
Well, see, I need to make that. I want to do that just for novelty. I'll make it the length of a regular guitar, but it'll be like two 12th from the 12th fret back, and then a bridge, and the 12th fret back, and it'll be a bridge in the middle. And it'll be like left hand, right hand guitar. You play with the hammer-ons and pull-offs.
Said that before. You said you were going to do that before.
But you can play it regular too. And then you get two people playing. One person could hold it up in the air like this. One person play that way, and the other person down there. It's like it would be cool. It really would be cool, and it would just make it a stick. So it's
that
like
would
a
be
cane.
more interesting than being dressed up as anything else. I think that would be a novel
and then configure it as a cane, so it goes everywhere. So it's a little guitar cane. So
I don't know if you even need to do that, but the two necks would be really cool to have.
It would be, and then build the pickups into the fretboard.
Yeah, so it looks like all one fret. All one.
It'd be frets all the way up.
Yeah.
All the way up to the highest note we could play.
That'd be cool. I think it would be. I don't know why it wouldn't be cool. I mean,
Disposable items.
yeah.
I don't buy them. They come to me when people get them. What I do though, see these here, that's the problem with these, is the piezos get weak.
Yeah.
Because the piezos only have so much time. So many times you can flex them at a hard flex like that to produce
Click.
4,000 volts or 40 or whatever that is. 8,000 volts.
You can use my lighter, dude. I mean, it's
So in other words, so they get weak, and then they don't light. That one.
You know, I used to have to adjust the gap a little bit. Sometimes the gap would get out.
Well, what's happening is the piezo crystal is getting weak, and it's not putting out the voltage, so it won't jump the gap. And when you tighten the gap a little, you get spark back, or spark it with a hard enough spark.
Have you tried leaving weed in there with that thing? Oh, you can't do it with this.
No,
Yeah.
you got to take the screen out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about that though.
He said, figured out a way to do it to make it real hash.
If I make one of these, screens, the coil wire screen, perma screen, something you can't buy, by the way. But yeah, if I make one of these, let's see, this particular bone here. Yeah, see how it collects on the sides. But if I make one of these permanent screens that just goes all the way to the bottom of the barrel down there, sets on the bottom, with that like a thing on the bottom like this,
catch-all.
And it, well, just a stand on the bottom, so it just stands in there at the right height, and then just like, right, so straighten that curvy stuff out of it, get rid of that,
And get it
round again, so it just goes right up in there, right to the right height, and it hangs out. That'd be cool. And then waxing.
I think if we did another hit of wax, that'd be appropriate.
Okay. After one hit of the super lemon haze and 2 hits of wax.
Because I started to, I felt like I was cupping a slight buzz.
Could do
we were just when you partied with Mark.
Oh, here. I don't think it's like
I don't know. I don't want Mark to see this, by the way, but
still go right off of the camera to YouTube.
Mark's an alright
and cut
person.
it
He just
still on YouTube with the YouTube editor.
They usually sit around smoking so much when he's around it when he doesn't smoke hardly any.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so great. Well,
so maybe that's what his boasting about it. You know, when it's okay, it's pretty good, but it's not like a rosy, not like a super lemon haze.
yeah.
You know, never will.
Pork, creepy pork.
And yeah, the other stuff isn't. It never will be. It's just not. It can't be because it didn't come from the same source, and it's not grown in the same way. It doesn't have the same the balance of nutrients. It's scientifically been blended and figured out by scientists and physicists and people that figure stuff out.
Yeah, they grow up for the potency, not for the. Have to see where it is on this thing.
In the very end.
No, that's down here.
Yeah, you put it. Alright, she's ready.
I think she's a pink.
And then I'll just go. Yeah. That took most of it.
Yeah, it's sitting there and still. Oh yeah, I think I got a big old head. I think you need to do yourself a big old hit like I just got. Makes a difference also to how much you got some, but not like the cloud that I.
Well, I wouldn't blow out that cloud anyway, because I wouldn't want it to go to waste into the room.
You can't hold it that long. And I didn't see her jumping up. She looks like she's blitzed anyway, so.
Let's see what we need.
I don't know about that, but it's sure like.
So, you want to
I want to go home and get a cigarette.
come back with the guitar?
I don't know. I walked over here yesterday. When I walked over, I was feeling great when I left the house, but when I got over here and walking across the driveway, it was like I was trudging.
Slow motion.
Yeah.
In the heat.
Wasn't going fast enough. Most unusual. And then I can't keep a beat because for some reason I do need some kind of, it's either that or I need just a little bit more, just a tad distortion in it, so I can create the ambiance that I want to do. It's basically, you get the gist of what I wanted to do yesterday, but
Yeah.
not quite. I wasn't quite practiced. And I haven't been practicing, so I'd have to take it in my bedroom and practice.
Yeah.
Because if you play the acoustic, it's not the same as
No, it is not. The
playing
acoustic
the
guitar
electric.
is different. It sounds different.
But
Feels
you
different.
can, with that
Handles different.
ACA,
It's like the difference between Maserati
yeah,
and a fucking Pinto. Yeah. Or
maybe a Mustang too.
well, in the case if it's a really high quality classical guitar person, it might be the difference between a Cadillac, Maserati, or a Tesla, or something.
A Ferrari
Ferrari. Yeah.
and a Cadillac.
Yeah, versus a Cadillac. They're still good cars. They're
Yeah.
both good cars, but one's a race car.
Hey,
The other
Pinto was good too. If you
the
like
other
blowing
one's the
them
one you take the other one's you take out to dinner.
It's like you're taking a pill. You're waiting on the appropriate time.
Waiting for the. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna take your advice.
Yeah, it was good. That was one I just did. That was the best one I have had.
and then I'm going to pass it off to you this time.
Well, and the reason I pull it out is because I figure it's almost gone. Yeah. And I'm right, I don't drop anything when I pull it out of there. It's if it was...
No, I heard John Holmes say that once.
Yeah. No.
And the reason I pull it out because I figure it's almost gone.
Yeah. About time.
Yeah.
About time, yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's warming out.
I'll shut it off. So when you're ready, I'll just shut your propane off.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't think it needs to be heated again once it's heated.
No.
It'll all get cooked and quite nicely.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, look at the bottom of that bowl, man. That's red hot. Oh, wow. Out. Maybe. No. Oh, no, you're still. Yeah, it's pretty much good. Yeah, you hold it for an hour and a half if you can do that. It's that perfect. It has a neat taste to it today. I don't think it didn't taste like that yesterday to me. You know that? Didn't have that.
I think it matured.
Yeah, well, it didn't have. It might have settled a little bit or something. Yeah, I got a little bit of oxygen and nitrogen into it. Because I don't know what it does when you put the butane on the bowl and you drop the weed on top of it. That's how it friggin' you get this, isn't it? That's the way I've seen them do it.
Well,
They spray the butane underneath the dish and then they put it across the top and scrape it off.
I've not seen it done.
You showed that on television. You showed these guys making wax.
Anyway, somewhere in that piece.
But I don't know how to make it, so I don't know whether they're just we're shitting, you know what I mean? Where'd you get the what is it?
This is a actual horn.
I know it's a horn, but it's a horn off of what?
Well, this is. You can read this label.
It's
Indian.
no way. I could talk to these people that are trying to get
It's kind
me
of
along.
messed up, so it's hard to tell exactly what it is.
It's from Jerusalem.
Yeah, okay.
Made in Israel.
It's Israel then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Is that where did you see that?
it's Hebrew. It says right here.
Oh, you can barely see it. It's all faded and shit.
That's what how the Bible was. No.
Oh.
Couldn't see it without the Bible.
You got microscopes on your face. Okay, that's right.
No, I can see it. It says from Jerusalem.
You got a microscope on your face.
Yeah, but it's let me put the magnifying glass back on. What is it? Natal Benjamin Street, 131, Tel Aviv.
Okay. So I could get another one if I want, so I can do harmonies.
Or you can strap on.
Oh yeah, right.
Hello.
Oh yeah,
He's drew last
no,
night.
see, I could do left hand, right hand. Get one left hand and right hand. So
What
here.
is it? What is it? Like a... I wish it would tell you.
Oh yeah, yeah, or
Fuck
one or
that,
the other.
I'd shoot you. I'd shoot myself. I don't want to hear it again ever. Oh. No.
All right, so now as a sound effect, the thing with the microphone to it, it's got a certain sound.
Rock and roll will never die.
What am I calling it? Rock and roll will never die. That would, that might be a better application for it, just because of the sound of it,
Yeah, it's got like a seashell type.
Yeah. Here, speaking for a second.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, can you hear me? Oh, your tits hanging out. Oh, you look.
So what you do, that would make a great skit. Need a huge megaphone, right? So it's like, got this. Grandma is like,
Grandma,
what?
your tits hanging out.
What? Like that. Right in the air, it's like.
Put it away,
And
Grandma.
and the other one,
It's hanging down around your knees. Put it away.
so it's like she's listening with a tiny little megaphone and
No,
speaking through a huge one. Right.
because she can't hear herself, so she has to have
Yeah.
the megaphone.
Yeah, so she thinks she needs a megaphone.
Granny, quit using the megaphone. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Just because you can't hear yourself.
It's just.
Just because you can't hear yourself, I say. I quit it.
Back. Yeah, that would be that's a good skit. Or the good skit ender, right? Just,
Yeah.
we do a close up of you doing that. Just cut that in and
And
everything.
actually, what it does is it's a gun that goes bang. It says the flag comes out and it goes bang.
Oh yeah, but
No.
you pointed at yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, you point it at yourself and it come out and go bang.
Yeah.
And you go, damn, Grandma.
Oh, you got the. Well, see, use that gag. Use that gag for all the stupid stuff. So it's like, do something stupid, really stupid and annoying, and then cut to bang.
Yeah. Bang.
I can't get no one else to put me out of my misery. I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, no shit. If I can't have you out of my misery, I'm gonna put myself out of it.
Actually, I don't like. You know what I don't like about it? But it's making humor. It's making humor, promoting suicide. Suicide is a very serious thing.
Suicide is a very serious thing, except the gun goes bang.
Yeah, it really goes
It
bad.
doesn't shoot.
No, but what I'm saying is the gag.
And that's why
The gag makes light of
we
it.
want to put a locking mechanism on every gun.
I like the idea of smart guns, where you go when you buy it, it fingerprints you, and it's like, well, the only time your gun could be used by somebody else is if they cut off your hand.
Or it won't be. You cannot point it at yourself and shoot it.
And that too. Put a camera in it. That's how to do it.
Put a cork in it.
A cork in this.
Use it. Get one of them little guns.
That's good for that. This is good for that job.
Yeah, I don't want to promote suicide.
C4, C. F4. G sharp 4. Get
Me out of the house, dude.
Okay, I'm
cigarette to smoke. That's my problem.
Oh. Right. Some nice Turkish tobacco.
Vanilla.
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Smell it.
See
You
what
smoke
Virginia.
tobacco. Might as well
that's
smoke something
real
good.
tobacco.
It is real
Got a
tobacco.
paper? I can make a cigar out of it. A mini cigar.
Might.
Because it is good,
I
too.
might set aside a couple papers. Had a pack of papers.
I know you gave me most of them. Which I appreciate.
No, there's one. I thought I put one in the bottom of the drawer. Underneath all these other papers. I have our own papers. I guess not.
Oh, well.
Got another pipe. Needs a stem. Oh yeah. Where's the other one? Oh, there's another one of those. So I got one for multiple stations.
The purple pen.
The Grove pen. The little smartphone double on the end. You know what? These will work on the mouse on the laptops and the mouse pad thingy. Wherever your finger will work, just use it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the
I
other one.
understand.
Okay, oh, did I tell you that? Here. This is what I haven't really decided what value donation it's going to be worth, but I figured out what parts I'm going to recycle to make a model of the space motor
Uh-huh.
in the form of a lamp. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
So I think probably maybe it's got to be enough to make it worthwhile because it's all, there's got to be some work. There's work that's going to go into it, But there's a model for the inverter seal accelerator. Yeah, it takes up this basically centrifugal pump. Yeah, it takes the motion,
Is it
the
run
mass,
with a dilithium
the mass
crystal
fluid.
skull shape?
I did dilation crystals. The actual one that I'm starting to build out of junk, basically cutting it out of any kind of sheet metal I can find and making layered. It's a what do you call it? Laminated poles. Laminated poles. So the whole thing's big, laminated.
Yeah, it runs all through it.
Runs all through it. Yeah,
I
it
understand.
just goes together. It's a big complicated winding. I got to build the thing. I've got to figure out where the pathways, wires come out, and all that stuff, and how the inner thing is supported by the outer thing, and all that. But just since we're on the subject,
This is what makes everything fly.
yeah. So just we're on the subject of it for a different camera. The way I figured it out and how it all works. So it's the motive mass. Okay, it's picked up in the accelerator and it's taken up and this way in a horizontal line. So it creates a whole lot of it. Bring it up to a super high velocity and accelerating faster and faster and faster. So climb using the climbing effect is called the Euler force. So the result of the result.
Only
Jacob's
with
ladder.
the control.
Yeah, the Jacob's ladder doesn't. It's not the Euler force in the Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, no.
In this case, the Euler force, which is the centrifugal force working on a centripetal zone, which is not 100% 90 degrees to the
I
action,
understand
and it
that.
will cause it to rise. It will cause it to migrate up the table from the smallest to the widest as it speeds up. So it's like the wine glass. I broke a wine glass today. Messing around. Here, I'll show you.
Shouldn't do that, dude. You break wine glasses.
I broke it. I was messing around with these steel balls in it, playing. Ow! Bitch! There it is. See, I just stepped on a piece. Got it in my foot.
Oh, a piece of glass?
Yeah, a piece of glass from the wine glass I broke. Alright, I'll get it out later.
Damn, I think you can get it out now, dude.
I think I got it out already. Anyway. Alright, so yeah. This is a good example.
I know what you did. Pushing it out to raise it up.
Yeah, well, centrifugal force. It's a centrifugal force. It's the Euler force that causes it to climb up into the glass. Okay, so it's that force that comes up with the And it is a way of producing a very large amount of linear that comes up horizontal angular momentum. It rises up, it escapes Coriolis force, goes straight out here. Boom, goes straight out, linear momentum. Then what makes the thing work is, there's my other thing, I'll use this. Okay, what makes it work is, you know, bigger model, like this. Okay, what makes the thing actually work is when the material comes out of here, comes from horizontal linear momentum, or horizontal angular momentum into linear momentum, okay, and that large mass, think of a whole bunch of stuff coming out here all at once. It's super fast, like 5 times the speed of sound, out across this tight radius. The result is lots of centrifugal force as the conserved momentum in the linear path is absorbed as it hits the centripetal zone, and it's extracted as centrifugal force.
So it will be mushroomed out.
Yeah, and then as it comes out of there, it's then taken down in a gradual pattern back into the bottom, back inside the, my model, little model. Oh, here, let's make model A and model B. Okay, so we can think like this and this. Okay, so it come out of here really fast, hits the tight radius, produces a lot of centrifugal force, and then is absorbed slowly across a really wide radius, gradually back into horizontal angular momentum, and then it's reaccelerated. And so the actual unit is set up so the tapers are perfectly figured and calculated to pick up the material, send it up. As it gets to the top, it hangs there for maximum acceleration and is forced out of the top zone. The very top one is perfectly level, no taper, perfectly cylindrical. The very top accelerator. Okay.
Yeah.
And as the other stuff in the bottom accelerates up, it forces the other stuff out. So that allows the opportunity to accelerate that as fast as the magnets will drive it. So there's basically, when the pole pieces are set up, staggered pole pieces, so it allows for the slew rate of the magnets the electromagnets to collapse the collapsing field and be reabsorbed through all the electronics and blah blah, and carried off into the next one for energy conservation and blah blah. Bunch of stuff that, you know, I don't want to get into right now. There's a bunch of other technical stuff part of this thing. Okay, so the essence of it, though, is in physics. Everybody knows physics, knows the one principle of physics that's undeniably true is, when you're speaking of forces, and if you've got two forces, force 1 and force 2, where force 1 is greater than force 2, it equals work. And the arrow in the mathematical equation points the direction of flow. That's right. And so, in essence, it's the big pulley versus the little pulley. You can take a belt, you know, belts wear out over the small pulley because there's more centrifugal force there. That thing I made, I'll show that experiment later. I got to remake it. Big pulley, little pulley, horizontal, some dinglies hanging off of the little pulley, and it goes around the speed. You can see them dangling.
Yes. Yes, you are. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Okay. Yeah, I just didn't remember your name. Okay. What can they do for you now?
Ooh, trapped the air.
She said 350
Last
night.
night.
Yeah, but
That's cool.
what I don't understand is how come you're doing this?
Oh, what a fun play toy. so cool. That's such a fun thing. We're right in each other's top. Couldn't do that in 100 years. Ooh, that was a good one. Anyway, so I didn't get to tell him that we're talking to Brian there. And basically, this is how you're going to calculate exactly. We're going to find out exactly and use math. We're going to use this to actually measure angle. But based upon where it sets up here, at whatever angle, we can calculate whatever frequency, or we can actually measure whatever frequency. Yeah. And as it falls on its natural thing, you can measure the frequency against the angle. And guess what? It's going to be about the same, no matter what the mass. Big old magnet. It didn't matter if it's magnetized or whatever. Same frequency. A lot more specific to first than mass. But the frequency against the angle is the same, because gravity is the same for all mass. Now, see, here's the thing about it. That's dangerous to break it. But I broke one earlier messing around. See, it's the same. Once something becomes detached from gravity in motion, it seems to have no, gravity seems to have no effect on it. So what happened to Brian? Well, I imagine he's coming back. So anyway, we'll get back to our session. Recording the drum. Recording the sparklets, the water jug. Recording water jug. Now. record anything in track 10. Oh, we were recording, didn't know we recorded in track 10. Okay. Yeah. Okay, get ready to record track 10 again then. Okay, here we go. That's way too taut. Way too hot. Okay, we gotta stop it, undo it. Okay, undo recording, and then set levels here. Okay, here we go. Oh, what's this say? It's trying to exit on me. Cancel this. Cancel that. And save it regularly. Save. Okay, now back. Okay, here we go. Hit record. Oh, that's why that fell. It's twisted around. How did that happen? We have to redo it. The levels are wrong. The levels got messed with when the mouse fell. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go back. And we're going to record. Oh, here, wait a minute. Stop it. Undo record. And then undo it again. Get back to 1. Okay. Now, checking levels. There we go. Okay, we're set. Okay, here we go. Now, starting over. Last time, I think, hopefully. Okay. Oh, that's the cut to take. Alright. Render it. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's hear it. And here and shut down the microphone and I give it a relatively raw mix and the water jug. It's leaking. That's a little much for that water jug. Dude, I'm gonna make an instrument. You'll always have water in it. Seal the water in permanently, put glitter in it, put oil in it, like lava lamp stuff. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Unarmed track. From the beginning. Last time, I think. Alright. From the beginning. I don't know about that? Let's put them live. Rehearse them live. Okay, rewind it all together completely. We'll turn on my condenser PZM super special. Homemade. Oh, not homemade. Homemade's the wrong word. We'll call it custom engineered. A custom engineered microphone by yours truly. Yours truly. Ah, da, 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 da. Alright, see, now what we want to do is get our sound down. We want this one right here. No, not that one. This one. This one. This one here. This one here. This one here. This one here. Okay. I think this one or that one. Is it? Yeah, that one. 10. Let's see. 9. 10. 11. 12. 12 is the one. And then we'll maximize that effect. Okay, there we go. And then the other one, we want a nice vocal plate. Here. Vocal echo. Vocal reverb 4. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, let's give it some. Checking 1. All right. You know I have this song to sing. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot now. Here you go. What's Sabrina doing? What's Sabrina doing? Oh. I messed up. We're going to rehearse some vocals. Alright, here we go. Messed up. Okay, here we go. And then we need to take a little of that back out. Let's start over. Alright, so what we're going to soften this effect a little. There we go. Let's do a little more of that, a little less this. There we go. You can set levels while we're doing this on the track. Alright, check. This is, make sure we're right. Hey, check 1, 2, hey, 1, check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, hey, 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 hey. I don't know what you might be treating. I don't know if you could reach me. I may not know anything at all. Okay. know? You know I have this song to sing, and to you it may not mean anything at all. Now people say life is for to learn, but pure knowledge leaves my heart to yearn. I'm not knocking knowledge, but it's well good. I don't want to be misunderstood. Listen close, what I'm thinking of. The truth in this life means love, life means love. I don't know what I might teach you. That's not something I'm addicted to. I keep you near me because I love you, and that's all. If life is for learning, then learn to love. Love is what we should be thinking of. Peace on earth, achieved with love. With love. Wild stuff going on this bongo, on this spark, this water jet drum. I'm gonna calm that down in the mix like this. 2, 4, 4, 4, 6, 8. The meaning of life is to learn to love. Learn to love. Learn to love. There, that's coming along. So, there we go. It's in session. Dual purpose. It has a mic stand, bass, and a drum. Okay, so, sody-dody. I need a break. Let me save this, and we'll get back on it. The goal is to try to have all the audio done today. And have it all in, all done. And be ready to edit video. Because we got a whole bunch of video we captured for this thing. We decided this was something we're going to wait, that the Marian Felder song that was inspired by her, the Marian Felder music. Anyway, we decided we're going to wait on that because mainly because well, this one's better. And that other one is seriously flawed and needs work. So anyway, sorry, Marianne. I had to do this other dedication first. Sorry. It's just somebody way closer to us, It's kind of important. So I'm going to take a break, and so we'll talk to you later. Enjoy this video. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's what I'm trying to say. And don't forget, you go to oldmasterdukes.com and look around our other stuff, our links and pictures, videos, blah, all that. And then, Public Space Association. Go click that. Go to psa.anoldmasterdukes.com. For right now, it's a .com. We might be making it a .org. Okay? Probably most assuredly will be. So, anyway, go visit, look, read, go to all the Wikipedia pages, all the buttons, just click those buttons, go forward and back between the pages, read everything. And when you're done, then there'll be more to read because I'm not even done yet. That's just, what's out there, right there, that's just a tiny little smattering of it. Okay? Anyway, you got a little sample in this video. You got a little sample of the Public Space Association. You see, what I was talking to about Brian. Force 1 greater than force 2. That's simple. You figure out how to do it. Minimal reaction. Now understand, you go to our LinkedIn page. This small article we wrote about the facts of it, the Holy Grail of propulsion. The Holy Grail of propulsion. Can't be called inertial propulsion. It's an incorrect term. Oh, maybe correct for all of them that work out, that are out there that don't work. All of them. There's every single version of it that's ever been tried that doesn't work. Anyway, there's no such thing as reactions. But we do know, and affirm for you, absolutely affirm that there is such thing as biased kinetic force propulsion. You see, and it starts there. Here, let's do the race. Oh, isn't it pretty? Gravity does such a cool job. Watch this. Now, I'm going to generate a biased kinetic force. It's actually biased centrifugal force. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Now I'm going to just do this. I'm going to take this motion right here. Okay, see how it sounds in a way? Sound's gone. Why? It's because it's all up there in the top. bias, centrifugal force. It's all going one way. It's not going down. It's all going up. Watch, I'll prove it. Here it is. Nothing at the top. See? Everything in the bottom. Watch. Okay, see? It's all at the top. Nothing at the bottom. Okay, that's bias. Bias, centrifugal force. Now, understand something. If you had something strong enough to whip that fast enough, with a heavy enough weight on it, okay, fast enough like this, incredibly fast, super high frequency, super high frequency, enough to have the weight produce enough centrifugal force where the amount of force being produced in centrifugal force is greater than the amount of weight that the whole thing has against gravity, the thing would go up. As a matter of fact, it goes up like that. If you disconnect my hand from it, as I let it go, it goes up. It goes up first. Because the sum of force is greater going that way than it was going that way. And that's all there is to it. Big pulley versus the little pulley. A big pulley versus the little pulley. Big pulley goes around. Well, the belt has velocity. It's covering an amount of distance. Okay, it has radius. Comes over here, small wheels. With the same velocity, different radius, higher frequency. Higher frequency across radius equals more centrifugal force. That's why belts always will fail in a small pulley. We'll show you an experiment. We've got to build it up. We'll show you an experiment. It's a big pulley. It lays horizontally. And it's a big pulley and a small pulley and a belt. And it's got a bunch of weights on the belt. They go around and the weights hang like this. And they're going around that side. And they go way out here like this. And they're going around the road. And you put it in water. And it makes a nice, steady, even flow. But guys, here's the thing. See, then I saw one, okay, online. Go to my website. Go to psa.oldmasterdukes.com. And you will find, you go to the Old Master Duke's website, PSA, and you will find a video on there that's really novel, and actually is a kind of a good idea. It's really novel, it's a good idea. It actually does produce a biased centrifugal force. It's got these two discs that set against each other like this, and there's a motor there and a motor there, and the discs do this. And it's got these weights on it connected to each disc, an imperator, and they're connected together with the weight on the end. So when their wheels are far apart down here, the weights are here. And when the wheels are here close together, the weights are here. And so as it goes around, the weights can't help but go up. And so if you look at the path of the thing, it's actually big pulley, small pulley. Big pulley, small pulley. Now here's the thing about it. Whether it's a belt, whether it's discs with weights on the end, whether it's something going out in space, you can feel that. Do that. Whip your hand around, you can feel the blood running. Feel we're stuck out in space. Do that, you can go, you can get off, you can get somewhere, you could. This a scale and do that, and watch yourself go up and down, go 5 pounds of weight reduction when you do that. Boom. Be careful, I'll break that drive. Then I'll be in trouble. Anyway, this is not mine. Anyway, 5 pounds. Just by doing that. You can see the scale moving if you watch it. See, by call it inertial propulsion, you can't call it reactionless. You can call it thrust, you can call it exhaustless. There is no exhaust. It's not subject to what's the guy's name? Darn it, what's the guy's name? The rocket equation guy. Anyway, you know, you can only go as fast as you can spit for a propulsion that has an exhaust. Or like a wheel is good, you can only go as fast as the wheels in the car will turn. So you can only go as fast as your output and contact point to whatever you're contacting. And if it's a rocket, you're contacting space-time. Anyway, so what we do is take and contact space-time another way. We contact space-time with mass. And we run that mass across the centripetal zone at very high velocity, and we extract centrifugal force. The only thing that will hold together is a specially designed casing. It's got to be strong enough to hold back the amount of force that's being produced by the motive mass. Otherwise, it blows apart, like the thing we put on Twitter, the poll we put out there. It's a race car driver driving, some car designer, track designer makes a corner bank turn, 3-meter radius. Some race car driver is expected to go across that at 200 miles an hour. And they answer back, the driver's okay. B, the driver gets smushed into the floor. C, the driver of the car annihilated. D, and I should have put E in there as D as E. I should have put D as in the driver, car, and the bank turner annihilated. And E, no driver is that crazy. Okay, the D and E are correct. Anyway, because it was 200 miles, a 2,500 pound car, 200 miles an hour, around a 3-meter radius, that's like 9.8 feet. Anyway, we figured maybe did it in 89 some odd meters per second, and there was some pound of the 1,300 kilograms or something. I don't know. We did it, converted to SI units to make sure the math was right, and did it, and it's like a staggering amount. It's like over 3 million newtons. That's a lot. Anyway, so we don't need nearly that much to do work. You only need to get, say, hypothetically, have 1,000 pounds you want to lift. To lift 1,000 pounds, you need 1,000 pounds worth of lift. So that's how they figure out rocket equation for pounds of thrust, is because they figure 1 pound of thrust. At 1 pound of thrust is equal to the amount of thrust it takes to levitate 1 pound against gravity. That's 1 pound of thrust. 1 pound of thrust happens to actually equal also 1 kilogram of force, which is also 9.80665 newtons, I think is the number, the gravity constant on Earth. Anyway, so you get over 9 as long as you can get your amount of upward force to equal more than your total amount of mass, it will levitate. So in the case of a rocket, say you've got 1,000 pounds of rocket you want to float, you're going to need more than 1,000 pounds of thrust to get it to fly. 1,000 pounds of thrust will just get it to set on the pad. Or if you pick it up with something, it'll levitate there. And you move it with something else, it'll levitate there, replace it. Because it's producing an equal amount of thrust against gravity, with the pull of gravity. To get to go up, you gotta produce more than that. You have to produce, well, whatever velocity you want to go up to. So if you produce twice that, you will go up. You will accelerate at 9.8 meters per second squared, and start and accelerate up and keep going faster and faster up until as fast as you can spit. Anyway, check this out. In the case of centrifugal force propulsion, the Holy Grail, that's why it's the Holy Grail. You don't have a limit, because every new force or every new moment of force action from an impulse, from something that carries an impulse of kinetic energy and convert it into force. Okay? Effectively extracting that force means that you establish motion. As long as you create more force, or equal amount of force, or even lesser force, it doesn't matter how much. If it's all in the same direction, it still adds to it. It's all collective and adds to, and it's additive to an inertial frame of reference. Now, for those of you that maybe don't know physics, know what inertial frame of reference is. Newtonian physics puts everything everything that's standing still at a moment of inertia. Its inertia is maximum. Okay. Well, later, after Einstein and a bunch of telescopes and scientists and everybody figured out that we're all in motion. The galaxy's in motion. The planet's in motion. The solar system's in motion. The galaxy is in motion. And they can't prove it, but possibly space is in motion. We can never prove it. Our whole bubble that they see out to the event horizon of the radiation coming back is in motion. And they can't prove it. They can't prove me wrong. Right? That's right. Okay, so because our bubble, or our point of expansion for our particular universe is in motion, one day we might come into contact with another one. And so, wrap your head around that a little while, cuckoo. Okay? Get cuckoo on that one. We need to have a face-to-face one of these days. We would have a great time. We just love talking to you. We would take you into depths you don't even know yet. Okay? And vice versa, probably. Anyway, I remember that bus ride years and years and years ago we had when Dr. Stephen Hawking decided he wanted to ride a cat bus from Vegas, downtown Vegas, to Henderson, to the clinic where they treat ALS. I don't know if it's even still out there, way out towards Lake Mead, out in Henderson. We got an opportunity to talk to Mr. Stephen Hawking. And I think, he called us a physicist that day. Wow. We were talking about philosophy too, Anyway, philosophy, well, see, that's how I equate it. See, it's been proven now by anything that's been proven by scientific experiment is no longer theory. It becomes fact. And theory is that thing which is apparently testable. And those things that are not testable come in the category of philosophy. So our philosophy on this is this. That we know how to do it. We want to build it. And we are building it, actually. We're using junk. I told you I was talking to Brian right there. I was taking all manner of sheet metal, and it would be great if somebody would come along and donate to me, say, maybe a laser cutter, or a plasma cutter, or a laser cutter would be fine, just to cut the sheet metal, and I could set up a computer, set it up, and lay it the motor, the John Galt motor. Yes, we have the John Galt motor. We do. Oh, an Atlas Shrugged reference, by the way. For those that might have some education might know about Ayn Rand and know about epistemology. And, anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, don't want to be rambling on. What we want to do is just let you know that we're very serious about it. And we're right out here at Public Space Association. We're not going to keep it from them. We're actually right out in public. Everything we're doing, every experiment, and then when you donate to the when you go on the website and donate. Okay, and I don't have it figured out yet, but I think regular monthly pledges of $5 or more. I think we're figured out. We get you can upload a picture or something, and have your name. And I'll have a page of donators, whatever. And we call those. See, everybody's a member of the Space Association already. You out there watching right now, you're a member. Everybody occupies space, and because of that. Everybody's a member. But we have three basic classifications of members. There are members, that's you, and then there's contributing members, that's people who are donating either money or resources, or tools, money, tools, resources, property, building, whatever it is that you have that you want to donate, that you can donate. And so this is why we're going to be successful, I think, because we're not doing this for commercial purposes. We want space for everybody. We want outer space to be a convenience for everyone. And we own and possess our version. Now, why don't we have? You know why we don't have the Roswell? We don't have the Roswell crafts. We don't have them because galactic patent rights. They don't want us using their work. They're just like everybody else. The extraterrestrials, do not want us using the reverse engineered spacecraft from Roswell because of galactic rights, intergalactic patent rights. But that is why you need to donate, because they charged us. They came and said, okay, we need you. You're the one who can do it. You're the one who has the abstract thinking enough to be able to do it, to figure out our own version. And I did. We did. We studied. You can go to psa.com. psa.noelmasterdukes.com and look, and all those links, everything, that's all our refresher course we did. And then some. We haven't even finished yet. That's a third of it. We haven't been back up to do any changes in weeks and weeks and weeks. We will. We'll get back on there and make some more upgrades. We'll build a WordPress page for handling a social network that'll occur over the website. And then, so that's the future of that. Ouch. So once again, there's no doubt as to who invented it. Me, myself, and I, and yours truly. I'm going to say it again, exactly how it works. Using a large mass accelerator in the form of vorticity. So, imagine a cup, electromagnets all the way around, one motor, another motor. Okay, now what happens is accelerate, more and more, pretty soon it's out the thing, of course. In the case of this, this is not a good example because it's tapered the same all the way up. Just like those other dealers that are going to make the little desk lamps that everybody gets, and whoever donates, yes, and you got to be worth my while to be, and I'm going to have to get somebody to put them together. The little desk lamp thingies, it'll use the recycled parts from the Grove, and the little motor on top of it, the little pillar goes down there, and it gets water inside, and it gets glitter and water and other stuff, and make it cool to look at, and take recycled LEDs all over it, glued on there, it's hot glue, and all wired, all cool, and when you turn the lamp on, it turns the light on, and the pump comes on, and it circulates the water. That's just